The Galactic Council chamber was a place of wonder, filled with species from every corner of the galaxy. Towering reptilian warriors stood beside insectoid diplomats with crystal wings. Energy beings floated near mechanical envoys, their glowing forms humming with strange power. In that magnificent hall, humanity looked very small. Ambassador Elias Grant, Earth's representative, stood at the center podium. His dark suit and calm eyes carried the quiet pride of a species that had come far in only a few centuries. He spoke with respect, but every word he said was met with smirks and laughter from the gathered aliens. Humanity only asks for fair recognition, Elias said. We have achieved interstellar travel. We have built colonies on 5 worlds. We only ask for a seat at this council, so that our voice may be heard. The laughter grew louder. A massive reptilian creature, scales gleaming under the lights, stepped forward. It was General Kravax of the Dracorian Imperium, commander of one of the most feared fleets in the galaxy. His voice was like rolling thunder. Recognition? Kravax roared, flashing sharp teeth. Your fleets are small. Your weapons are weak. Your colonies are toys. You are children playing at war. The chamber echoed with alien laughter. Even some of the mechanical envoys made clicking sounds of amusement. Elias kept his expression calm, though inside he felt the weight of every insult. For decades, humans have been treated as nothing more than a curiosity, a young species that rose too quickly, but lacked true power. Another voice joined in, high-pitched and mocking. It came from Councillor Rathar of the Arlen Union, a race of brilliant insectoid scientists. Your ships crawl like snails compared to ours. Your weapons are so outdated that they would not dent a training drone. Why would this council ever fear you, little human? Elias raised his chin. Fear is not what we seek. We seek respect, and respect is earned. Kravax chuckled deeply, the sound echoing like distant thunder. Then earn it. Human, show us power. Show us something worth noticing. Until then, you are nothing more than a minor footnote in galactic history. The laughter continued, cruel and loud. But far away from the shining halls of the council, in the cold darkness beyond Neptune's orbit, humanity was already preparing its answer. Deep within the Kuiper belt, hidden behind layers of cloaking fields and energy dampeners, a massive construction project was underway. Thousands of engineers and scientists lived in secret habitats, working day and night on something that no alien had ever seen. It was called Project Aegis. To the galaxy, humanity appeared weak, a species with small fleets and old weapons. What no one knew was that Earth had made a choice decades earlier. They had watched the great empires fight wars that shattered entire star systems. They had seen what happened to weaker races who relied on the mercy of others. And so humanity decided to build something different. It was not just a ship, it was a statement. The frame of the vessel stretched for kilometers, black and silver against the distant starlight. New experimental weapons were being mounted, rail cannons capable of tearing through capital ships, plasma lances that burned hotter than a star's surface, and shield systems that bent energy like water. But its greatest strength was silence. For years, human spies had gathered alien technology in secret trades. Brilliant scientists had studied warp physics and stealth fields, finding ways to combine alien theories with human creativity. While the empires grew arrogant, humanity worked quietly, never revealing how far they had advanced. Among the engineers, there was no laughter, only determination. Dr. Leon Zhou, lead architect of the ship, stood on an observation platform, staring at the half-completed Titan. Its shape was both elegant and terrifying, a warship designed to fight entire fleets alone. When this ship awakens, she whispered to her team, no one will ever laugh at Earth again. Back at the council, Elias endured the jeers of alien leaders. They thought humanity weak. They thought Earth was helpless. But when the time came, they would see the truth. Humanity had been underestimated for too long. The galaxy had no idea what was coming. The Galactic Council had gathered once again, this time on the shining capital world of Zarnath. The halls were filled with the most powerful leaders and diplomats from across the stars. Ambassador Elias Grant stood tall among them, Though he felt the familiar sting of doubt from many alien eyes, humanity's colonies were growing, scattered on distant planets and moons. But the galaxy was not kind to new species claiming space. As the council meeting began, a message arrived from the distant outer rim. A human colony called New Horizon was under threat. The dominant power in that region, the Vexor Dominion, had sent a fleet to take control of the colony by force. Ambassador Elias rose to speak. Honorable members of the council, we ask for your help. The Vexor Dominion is attacking one of our colonies. This is an act of aggression against humanity. We request support to defend our people. The chamber fell silent for a moment. Then, Council and Track of the Vexor Dominion stepped forward with a cold smile. The humans claim these worlds as theirs. They are weak and unworthy. These colonies belong to no one. If humans cannot defend them, they have no right to hold them. Whispers filled the room. Many council members looked away or nodded quietly. Elias's voice remained steady. We build these colonies with hard work and sacrifice. They are homes for millions of humans. We will defend them, but we ask for peace, for fairness. The head of the council, an ancient being known as Silan, spoke slowly, his voice echoing through the chamber. The council's laws are clear. If a colony is not protected by its species, it becomes open to claim. The humans have failed to protect New Horizon. The Vexor Dominion's actions, while aggressive, are not illegal. A murmur of agreement followed. Elias felt his heart tighten. This was the great humiliation. The council had turned its back on humanity in its moment of need. Outside the chamber, alien reporters whispered, and soldiers from powerful fleets smirked at human representatives. The message was clear. Humanity was alone. In the following days, Vexor fleets moved swiftly. Their warships, large and heavily armed, blockaded New Horizon. The colony was isolated. Earth's fleets were too small and too far away to help. Elias met with Earth's military leaders in a secure room far from the council. General Maria Cortez, commander of the Earth Defense Forces, laid out the grim reality. Our ships can't get there in time. Vexor forces outnumber us 5-1. We must find another way, Elias said. The council has failed us. But humanity will not give up, far beyond the battlefront. In the hidden shipyards of the Cooper Belt, work on Project Aegis continued without pause. Engineers ran tests on the warship's powerful weapons. Scientists studied new defensive shields that could absorb entire barrages of enemy fire. Among them, Leon Joe spoke with quiet confidence. This battle near New Horizon is just the beginning. When Aegis is ready, the galaxy will learn what humanity is truly capable of. Back on New Horizon, the colony's people prepared for a long siege. Children hid in underground shelters. Scientists raced to repair damaged defense systems. Soldiers manned the walls, ready to fight against overwhelming odds. The Vexor fleet launched wave after wave of attacks, confident that the colony would fall quickly. But humanity fought back with courage and ingenuity. Small ships darted through the blockade, delivering supplies. The colonists used guerrilla tactics to strike enemy forces. Still, every day the situation grew more desperate. At the council, some members whispered of humanity's stubbornness. They are foolish to resist, said Councillor Ilthar, cold-eyed diplomat from the Zenthri Combine. They have no chance. But Elias refused to give up. We are not fools. We are survivors. We will find a way. Then, a secret message arrived from the Cooper Belt shipyards. Elias read the encrypted words carefully. Project Aegis ready for deployment. Awaiting your command, for the first time. Hope stirred in his heart. The galaxy had laughed at humanity. Before, they had mocked their small fleets and weak colonies. But now, hidden in the darkness, humanity had built something different, a weapon, a guardian, a symbol of their will to survive. The coming battle would change everything. And the galaxy would never forget the day Earth's Warship Uncloaked. Approx 800 words, third person. Simple English. The dark silence of space near the Cooper Belt was broken only by the quiet hum of machinery and the faint glow of distant stars. Hidden among icy rocks and frozen comets was a secret no alien race had ever discovered. Earth's greatest weapon, the warship Aegis, lay still. cloaked by advanced stealth technology that bent light and energy around it, making it invisible to all scanners. Its black and silver hull was sleek yet massive, stretching over 3 kilometers from bow to stern. It was a masterpiece of human engineering and a symbol of Earth's determination. Inside the ship's command center, Captain Arjun Patel stared at the star charts on the glowing display. His sharp eyes were steady, but inside he felt the weight of history. Today, we show the galaxy that humanity is no longer to be laughed at. Around him, the crew prepared for their first mission. Weapons systems were tested. Shields were calibrated. Every panel, every console was checked and rechecked. Aegis was ready. Meanwhile, in the Galactic Council, news of Aegis's completion had begun to spread like wildfire. Rumors flew through diplomatic channels, but many dismissed them as exaggeration or propaganda. The aliens still saw Earth as a minor player of species that could not build a warship of such scale. On the other side of the galaxy, the Vexor Dominion fleet was preparing to deliver the final strike to New Horizon. Their commanders were confident. They had seen no sign of Earth's reinforcements, only scattered resistance from the colony's defenders. Suddenly, near the edge of New Horizon's system, sensors picked up a large object emerging from the shadows. A wave of confusion swept through the Vexor command ships. "What is that?" one officer demanded. The answer was clear as the object uncloaked. Aegis appeared. Massive and powerful, its dark hull gleaming under the distant sun. It moved with calm purpose. War engines glowing softly, ready for battle. The Vexor admirals stared in disbelief. "Impossible," one hissed. "Earth never had this kind of ship." But it was real. Captain Arjun Patel activated the warship's powerful communications array. His voice echoed clearly across the void. "Vexor Dominion, your blockade ends now. Withdraw your forces or face the consequences." The Vexor commanders laughed. "A single ship? You think that can stop us?" Then the battle began. Aegis moved with surprising speed for its size, its engines producing a low roar that shook nearby vessels. From hidden launch bays, sleek fighters scrambled out, escorting the warship as it advanced. The warship's first strike came from its rail cannons, massive electromagnetic weapons that fired metal slugs faster than any missile. The first shot tore through a Vexor battleship's shield, exploding its hull in a shower of sparks and fire. Shocked silence fell over the Vexor fleet. Aegis then activated its plasma lances, beams of superheated plasma that cut through enemy ships like knives. Through cloth, one by one, enemy vessels began to fall, unable to match the precision and power of Earth's new weapon. But Aegis was more than just firepower. It deployed advanced shield systems that bent incoming energy blasts away, protecting it from the overwhelming numbers of the enemy. It used experimental warp disruptors to slow down Vexor ships, making their maneuvers clumsy and slow. The Vexor fleet tried to regroup, launching fighters and bombers against Aegis. But Earth's warship had hidden defenses, automated turrets, and interceptor drones that swarmed the attackers with deadly efficiency. The battle raged on, bright flashes of light and explosions lighting up the darkness of space. Back at New Horizon, the colony's defenders watched in awe as Aegis tore through the enemy blockade. Hope filled their hearts for the first time in weeks. In the council chamber, alien leaders watched live transmissions, their faces pale with shock. The once dismissive smirks were gone. Counselor Track of the Vexor Dominion clenched his fists. "This is not over," he growled. But even he knew the galaxy was witnessing something new, something powerful. Captain Patel kept his focus. "This is just the beginning. Earth will not be ignored. We will protect our people, and we will be respected." As Aegis moved deeper into the battle, a new chapter in galactic history was written, one where humanity's strength could no longer be denied. The galaxy had laughed at Earth for too long. Now, it would remember the day Aegis uncloaked. The stars flickered as the great battle raged in the space around New Horizon. The Vexor Dominion fleet, confident and numerous, pressed their attack hard. Hundreds of ships swarmed the colony, ready to crush humanity's defense. But the warship Aegis stood like a titan, blocking their path. Captain Arjun Patel watched from the command center. eyes sharp as the sensors track the enemy's moves. They think numbers will win. He said quietly, but they don't understand what we have. The first enemy battleship charged forward, its heavy guns blazing. But Aegis was faster than expected. With a powerful surge, it fired its rail cannons, the metal slugs flying like thunderbolts. The shot hit the battleship's shield and then smashed through its hull, tearing the enemy ship apart. Round the bridge, the crew cheered softly, knowing this was only the start. The Vexor fleet sent fighter squadrons to surround Aegis, small and fast. The fighters tried to overwhelm the defenses, but the warship released swarms of drone interceptors. These tiny machines move quickly, intercepting missiles and shooting down attackers with precision lasers. Drone defense active. The weapons officer announced. The plasma lances on Aegis glowed brightly, then fired long beams that sliced through enemy cruisers. Explosions lit the dark space like distant fireworks. The Vexor fleet began to break apart under the assault, but the battle was not easy. The enemy adapted quickly. Vexor commanders ordered their ships to focus fire on Aegis, hoping to overload its shields. The warship shook as waves of energy blasts hit its hull, but the advanced shield systems held strong. Below deck, engineers worked tirelessly to keep the shields powered. Sweat dripped from their brows, but none faltered. Keep it steady. Leandro's voice came over the comms. She was watching the battle from the hidden shipyard, a small smile on her face. Far above the combat, the colony of New Horizon prepared for the next wave of attacks. Thanks to Aegis, the enemy fleet was broken and scattered, but small groups of Vexor ships still tried to slip through the defenses. Human fighters launched from the colony's hangars, joining the fight with renewed hope. General Maria Cortez commanded from the colony's command center. Hold the line. Every ship counts. The battle grew fiercer. One Vexor cruiser, larger than the rest, tried to ram Aegis. The collision could have destroyed a normal ship, but Aegis's reinforced hull absorbed the impact. With a mighty roar, the warship fired its plasma lances, melting the enemy cruiser. From bow to stern. The Vexor admirals realized they had underestimated Earth's new weapon. Fall back, regroup, orders rang out, but the retreat was slow. The warship was relentless. Meanwhile, in the council chambers, alien leaders watched in stunned silence. Their faces were pale, and whispers filled the room. The arrogance of the past was gone, replaced by fear and respect. Council head Sillin finally spoke. Humanity has proven itself today. The galaxy will remember this battle. Back on Aegis, Captain Patel allowed himself a rare moment of hope. We've shown them our strength. But this is only the beginning. The warship turned toward the remaining enemy ships. Weapons ready, the fight was far from over. On New Horizon, the people cheered as transmissions showed Aegis destroying the last of the Vexor forces. The colony had survived, thanks to the power of one warship and the courage of an entire species refusing to be defeated. The galaxy had laughed at humanity once, but now the galaxy would never forget the day Earth's warship fought and won. Approx. 800 words, third person, simple English. The stars shone brightly over New Horizon, their light touching the recovering colony after the fierce battle. The warship Aegis rested quietly in orbit, its dark hull gleaming with the pride of victory. Captain Arjun Patel stood on the bridge, watching the peaceful worlds below. The fight had been long and hard, but humanity had won. The once mocked species had stood tall against impossible odds. Back in the Galactic Council chamber, the mood had changed completely. Where there had been sneers and laughter before, now there was silence and respect. Council head Sillin spoke with calm authority. Humanity has shown strength, courage, and determination. They have earned their place among the great powers of the galaxy. Alien leaders nodded slowly. Some approached the human delegation with words of apology. Others offered alliances and trade agreements. The galaxy's old balance was shifting. Ambassador Elias Grant spoke to the council, his voice steady but filled with quiet pride. We do not seek war. We seek peace and cooperation. But we will defend our people and our home. Earth is ready to stand with the stars. The Council agreed to grant Earth a permanent seat, recognizing humanity's right to join the galactic community as equals back on Earth. Celebrations spread across the planet. People watched live broadcasts of the battle and the Council's decision. Children dreamed of stars and spaceships. Scientists and engineers returned to their work, knowing their efforts had changed history. In the secret shipyards of the Cooper Belt, Dr. Leon Joe looked over the Aegis. She smiled softly. This was only the beginning, she said. Humanity will build a fleet that no one can ignore. Captain Patel knew the truth in her words. Earth had fought one battle and won, but the galaxy was vast and full of challenges. Tomorrow, he said quietly, we prepare for the future. The Vexor Dominion, humbled but not defeated, retreated to their space, reconsidering their view of humanity. Other empires, once indifferent, now watched Earth carefully, no longer dismissing its power. Whispers spread across the stars. If one ship could defeat a fleet, what happens when Earth builds many? The galaxy had learned an important lesson: never underestimate humanity. For the first time, humans were no longer the joke of the stars. They were forced to be reckoned with, and this was only the beginning of their story.